4. As you're getting your Bible verses, this is week 4, and in each week I have put up on the screen what the definition of hope is. Now here's the deal. I'm not asking Valerie to put it up there yet because I want to see if you're paying attention. All right? Can you as a church quote what the definition of hope is that we are using now? Without looking at your notes, can anyone just say it out loud? Someone say it. Dakota, I love it. Better days ahead now. A confident, put it up there, Valerie, if you're visiting with us. Here is our definition of hope. Hope is a confident expectation of better days ahead now. We are studying God's Word. We know that we win in the end. Okay? We know that. We know that if we were to breathe our last, that as Christians, we are going to be spending eternity with Him. The moment I breathe my last, I'm going to be face to face with my Savior, Lord Jesus Christ, right? So I know that happens. But what happens between today and that time? I have a confident expectation of better days ahead now. I know I got a God that loves me. I know I got a God that's going to be with me through those struggles. I know that I have a God that when I'm at rock bottom, He's right beside me. In the trenches, saying, hey, I'm with you. I'm with you. And that is my God. And I have confident expectation that He will never leave me, nor He will never forsake me. That's what His Word says. So I have a confident expectation He's going to take care of me. Now, I'm going to face struggles. I'm going to have some bad times in life every once in a while. Those things happen. But I can have a smile on my face while I'm going through it. Amen. Right? All right, son of Well, 2 weeks ago, I preached to the staff. Last week, I preached to you. Remember? This is the church. This is the stage. Open the door, see all the people. That's you. You make up the church. I learned that as a little kid. We've been doing that in the car. And I can never get my fingers to wiggle like red. This don't work that way. Now, today, the title of the sermon is this. The title of the sermon, I'm going to speak on hope about relationships. Hope about relationships. Here's the title of the sermon. How love keeps hope alive. Did you hear that? How love keeps hope alive. Now, talking about relationships. Talking about our relationship with people. If you were to write something underneath that, this is what you could write in your notes. Relationship problems kill hope. Relationship problems kill hope. So we're going to talk today about how love keeps hope alive. We're going to, this is through inspired by Jake McDonald, and we're going to be looking at 1 Thessalonians, but we're going to look at a different part of the Bible today before we get to there. I want to show you some stuff, okay? So I want to pray, and then we'll jump right into God's Word. Let's pray. Father God, we thank you so much for this. Already during this service we have been brought to the throne through music, praising you. Father, I thank you for the praise team. I thank you for Mark and how they just lead us there. They get out of the way, and Father, just let us see you. Father, it's amazing. Father, as we're looking at hope and relationships, we're looking at hope and love. Father, we pray right now that if there's relationships in our life, whether it be in the church, outside the church, at work, husband and wife, whatever that relationship might be, that we look at hope, that we look at love. Father, speak to us today. It's not by accident we're here. We all have a divine appointment with you right here and right now. I want to give you the glory today as we sit at your feet. Father God, I come here today expecting you to work in our lives. I might not see something big, but God, I know you're doing big things in people's lives. So God, I ask you to move. Move in me. We love you and we thank you. That's what's in Jesus' name. Amen. Josh is so big, it takes 2 hands to hold her Josh. Yeah. All right. Love, relationships. You know, my relationship with my wife, I have a confident expectation that my relationship with her is going to be better today than it was yesterday. Because we're growing closer together. You know, we just celebrated our anniversary this month, and it's hard to believe. We have been married longer than we've been single, almost double, which is amazing. So God is using that and this sermon series, and I said, try to come each week so you can see at the end of the 12 weeks how your life has changed. And I'm telling you, it's changing my life. I think it's changing the life of the church as well. Hope, love, relationships. Go to Acts chapter, let's go to Acts chapter 17. We'll start there and then we'll jump back to 1 Thessalonians, but I want you to go to Acts chapter 17. God is not the author of confusion. We dive into God's Word, you can see what's going on here. Misunderstanding. A misunderstanding in church. Here we go. Now, when they had traveled through Amphipolis and Apollonia, they came to Thessalonica. So where were they? Thessalonica. Okay? So they went to these different cities. Paul and Silas was out there, and they were doing what they were doing. And there was a synagogue. Look at the end of verse 1. Where there was a synagogue of the Jews. Okay, so Paul and Silas is there. And verse 2. And according to Paul's custom, he went to them and for 3 Sabbaths reasoned with them from the Scripture, explaining and giving evidence that Christ had to suffer and rise again from the dead, and saying, this Jesus whom I am proclaiming to you is the Christ. And some of them were persuaded and joined Paul and Silas, along with a large number of God-fearing Greeks and a number of the leading women. But the Jews, becoming jealous and taking along some wicked men from the marketplace, formed a mob, and set the city in an uproar and attacking the house of Jason. They were seeking to bring them out to the people. When they did not find them, they began dragging Jason and some brethren before the city authorities, shouting, these men who have upset the world have come here also. And Jason has welcomed them, and they all act contrary to the decrees of Caesar, saying that there's another king, Jesus. They stirred up the crowd, and the city authorities heard these things, and when they had received a pledge from Jason and the others, they released them. The brethren immediately sent Paul and Silas away by night to Berea. Now, let's just look at a few things here about misunderstandings, and then we'll jump to 1 Thessalonians, okay? So first of all, Paul comes, when he comes to the city, guess what he does? He goes to the synagogue of the Jews and stands up and starts preaching about Jesus Christ. That's what Paul and Silas were doing. They were going around preaching and teaching about Jesus being the Christ, being the Messiah. So they went right into the synagogue with all the Jews. We don't even want to witness at work. We don't want to witness that. They go right to where the Jews are gathered. Hey, you got a large crowd here. They're all Jews. I need to tell you about Jesus Christ. You missed the Messiah. And so he stands up and he's preaching Jesus. Can you imagine someone coming in here and trying to teach a different religion inside this building? I've been going, Rob, Steve. I just called on the security team. I said, sit down. Okay, I've been very nice. Hey, we don't believe that here. We are Christians. We follow Jesus Christ. Please sit down. And if they stood back up, for 3 weeks, Paul was doing it. For the next week, come and they start teaching that again. I'd say, remove it forcefully. I'm standing on God's word. No one's going to come in here and preach something other than Jesus Christ. All right? So that's what we do. But Paul was doing that. So he he was going right to the synagogue and telling the Jews, you missed it. You missed Jesus, okay? And it was according to his custom. He did it wherever he wanted. I'm going to tell people about Jesus. Wherever I go, I'm going to the synagogue. And see, here's what happened Here's what happened. That Paul goes in there, and the people get jealous, and they get upset, and then Paul, at the end of verse 10, beginning of verse 10, it says, the brethren immediately sent Paul and Silas away by night. So where were they? Thessalonica, right? People got upset. Some men created a mob and was going to thump them. Okay? So they brought the guy in who Paul and Silas are staying with and said, this is a guy, he's housing. We can't find Paul and Silas. We'd be taking them out and we'd be thrashing them too. You go give us an oath that you're not going to do that anymore? So immediately, at night, Paul and Silas had to slip away for the sake of their life. So do you see the picture there? Now, let's go over to 1 Thessalonians chapter 2. 1 Thessalonians chapter 2. Let me show you some things. You know, every letter that a person, when I say 1 Thessalonians, that's actually a letter that's written by Paul to the church of Thessalonica, and he's kind of explaining everything. And so the first 2 chapters we've been looking at about how great the relationship was between Paul and Silas and the church. Remember who the church was? The people. And so he was talking about how the relationship was between Paul and Silas and the very individuals that were in that church that he set up. Right? Are you with me? Okay, start following along here. So when there was a misunderstanding between them, and so here's what I wrote down. When our actions send a message that is different than your heart, what do you do? When our actions send a message that's different than our heart, what do we do? What I mean is, okay, Paul and Silas, their action said, we got to get out of Dodge. We got to get out of here. We got to get out of here for the sake of our lives. We got to leave or they're going to kill us. And so there was a misunderstanding. They left at night. They didn't get a chance to say goodbye. Abruptly, they were gone. So what do you do? Here's what I did. I think this is up. When circumstances say that you don't care, you need to verbalize visually the value of the person to you. When the circumstances say that you don't care, you need to verbalize visually the value of the person to you. Man, you ever get in trouble with your wife and then you got to go tell them how much you love them? Oh, you're the sweetest thing. I'm telling you what, I know I just stepped all over your feelings and I hurt your feelings, but I tell you what, you mean the world to me. You ever do that? Maybe you should. I got an amen out there. I told you last week when to say amen, when to say hallelujah, stuff like that. So here's the deal. Let's look at what Paul does. Let's look at Paul's, we follow God's word. I got to get there. Okay, 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 17 and 18. Look what it says right here. Remember, they had to leave at night. Verse 17. But we, brethren, have been taken away from you for a short while. Acts chapter 17 is happening right here. And he's writing a letter. He says, look, I say it my way, brothers and sisters, we have to leave you for a short while. Okay? And then he says, in person we left you. Okay? In person we had to leave. But what's this going to say? In person, not in spirit. My spirit's with you. I think about you all the time. You mean the world. And then go on. We're all the more eager with great desire to see your face. You know, I left you, but I can't wait to see you again. You ever have those relationships where, you know, the kind of relationship that you hate to leave someone? All right, let's go back to when you first got married. Those of you who are married here, remember, you're just like, ooh, I tell you what, Tricia, I don't want to leave you. I want to be by you all the time. And then you leave and you're gone for a couple of days and it's like, oh, I can't wait to see her again. I can't wait. I want to just snuggle up with her, you know. And then when I get there, it's like we never parted. You know that? Okay? That's the kind of relationship we're talking about. How many of you think about the relationships here within the church? You say, okay, I'm here Sunday morning. I get to see you again on Sunday night. I get to see you on Wednesday. And we have some real tight relationships. And then it's like, hey, I don't really want to end our time talking. Sometimes we got to turn the light out just to get you to go home. You know what I'm saying? Like you're here, you want to talk. But hey, we've got to lock the door. We can't give everybody a key, but someone's got to lock up. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I know you want to talk. But they'll come back. We'll come back Wednesday. All right, there you are. Hey, I didn't get to tell you about fish jam. I went fishing this week. You know, see what I'm saying? Are you with me on that? That's the kind of relationship Paul had with those at Thessalonica. Hey, I had to leave you in person. I had to, but I didn't leave you in spirit. You're still in my mind. I'm eager to come back and just see your face. Remember? You need to verbalize visually the value of the person. Go to verse 18. Go to verse 18. For we wanted to come to you. Hey, I really wanted to come. I wanted to see you again. I wanted to come to you. Circumstances created some issues here. Paul, more than once, I'm going to go to Thessalonica. I'm going to go to Thessalonica. We're going to Thessalonica one day. We're about to plan that trip. And then, yes, Satan hindered us. Satan hindered us. Let me just stop there just for a second. Do you believe Satan can drive a wedge between your relationships? Think about this just for a second, okay? Let's think about Satan. Okay? Satan and a third of the angels were cast out of heaven. And we know that the created beings, the angels, were so numerous that we can't count them, right? The Bible tells us that stuff. And a third of the uncountable creatures that God created are cast out and are roaming the planet of this earth. I'm going to tell you here, right now, if you do not think God could not, that Satan doesn't drive a wedge between you and a relationship, you're kidding yourself. He'll use someone, he'll use something, he'll create distractions, he'll have something that's going to cause a hindrance to drive a wedge between you and somebody else. It might be you and your spouse. Okay? It might be you and your best friend. It might be you and a co-worker. And Satan driving a wedge and just whistling some things over a misunderstanding. It might be the pastor and the flock. It might be the pastor and the staff. It might be you and the staff. It might be you and another member of the flock. But I'm telling you, do not let Satan, which can, he's alive, he's out there, he's trying to roam and roar and devour you, trying to drive a wedge in your relationship that you have hope for. Love will destroy that relationship if it's not there. You got to have that love and that hope of a relationship, that confident expectation. I believe that our relationship is going to be better today than it was yesterday. Paul saying, hey, look, I had to leave. I didn't want to, but I had to leave, people. Their feelings were hurt. The feeling of the church was hurt. Hey, they left at night. He didn't even say goodbye. So what do you do? What do you do whenever that happens? How do you fix that problem? Well, put something right there and we'll come back to it. Turn over to 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 5. Paul, again, gives us how to apologize. You got to apologize to fix a problem. You got to apologize. He gives us an example. Look at verse 5 through 11. But if any has caused sorrow, he has caused sorrow not to me, but to some degree, in order not to say too much to all of you. You hear that verse right there? If there's a problem within the church, it's not just hurting someone else, it's hurting the whole church. Verse 6. Sufficient for such a one is the punishment. Meaning, hey, the hurt that's already been caused, that's the punishment. Okay? And then go on. Look what it says. One is the punishment which was inflicted by the majority. You know, we're going to treat that person a little bit different because we're hurt. That's punishment enough. That's what Paul's saying. And then verse 7. So that on the contrary, here's such a one might be overwhelmed by excessive sorrow. Ever done something wrong, make you look at the face and know you told them sorry, and still feel bad about it? Wherefore, I urge you to reaffirm your love for me. You know what? I love you. So when we do somebody wrong, there's a misunderstanding, we gotta apologize. Hey, that's punishment enough. Not Charlie, I'll get you back. Hey, that's not the way you fix a relationship. That doesn't help anything, especially within the church. And then, look, I urge you to reaffirm your love. For this is the end also I wrote, so that I might put you to this test, whether you are obedient in all things. You know, if you go to read God's word, it says if you do not love your brother, how can you say you have to love Christ? Is it right? Verse 10. The one whom you forgive anything, I forgive also. For indeed, what I have forgiven, if I have forgiven anything, I did it for your sakes in the presence of Christ. Hey, look. Hey, if you forgave him, I forgive him. All right? We all got to forgive each other. Let's not let a misunderstanding drive that wedge in there. You got something going on, apologize, tell them you love them and that you want to fix the problem. Amen. Visualize verbally how much you love them. Right? And then verse 11. So that no advantage will be taken of us by Satan, for we are not ignorant of his schemes. Hey, you're not fighting against flesh and blood. You might have an issue with someone else. You are not fighting against flesh and blood. Your spouse is not your enemy. I'm telling you, Satan is trying to drive a wedge in your relationship. Churches all across the country are being divided by misunderstandings. Because people will let that stay instead of dealing with the problem, dealing with the issue. You know what I'm saying? Don't be ignorant thinking Satan, well, Satan, he ain't that powerful. Hey, I used to wear a shirt for Flip Wilson's show to show you how old I am. You guys remember Flip Wilson's show? It said, the devil made me do it. I had a shirt that I said that. It said that. The devil made me do it. And I think my mom might have bought that because it might have been a tear in the house. I'm not sure. Probably so. But anyway, I just look at her and think, the devil made me do it. You go get this paper. The devil. Hey, don't let Satan drive the wedge. You hear me? Visualize verbally. Go back to 1 Thessalonians chapter 2. Look at 19 and 20. Visualize verbally. Here's some more 19 and 20. For who is our hope, or joy, crown of exaltation? Is it not even you? In the presence of our Lord Jesus Christ that is coming? For you are our glory and joy. How many times have you made a deposit into a relationship versus a withdrawal? You know what that means? Make a deposit into a relationship versus a withdrawal. You know, sometimes we as people, we want to be takers. I want. What about me? What are you going to do for me? Pastor, what are you going to do for me? Okay, what are you doing for me? What are you doing for the church? We make all kinds of withdrawals. Pastor, I'm telling you what, boy, you slaughtered that sermon today. Let's take it even further. You ever make a deposit to your spouse? You ever make a deposit into your children? I'm telling you what, this world becomes so crucial and so critical of things. I'm telling you, I don't know how people can live with all the criticizing going on. I tell you, listen to me. Delete Facebook. If your feed is nothing but negativity, get off of it. I'm telling you what, I listen to that stuff, and the only reason I'm on there is because all the way I can connect with other people. But here's the deal. You bring up Facebook, and they want to talk about business. They want to talk about other people. They want to talk about the youth. They want to talk about all these things, when in reality, we ought to be putting into the community, putting into the church, putting into the teenagers. We need to be putting into the people today. And lifting them up, not tearing them down. We're Brady was sitting behind that screen. Oh, I tell you what, you wouldn't believe what happened. What? Would you say that when we have misunderstandings, it hurts. It hurts. Steve's not in the room. I know the security team's doing some things. But here, let me tell you something. I want to tell you how much I love Steve Depew. Okay? Steve Depew doesn't say a whole lot. He gives a smile and a single head. A lot. Misunderstandings can cause a drive a wedge between the relationship. Steve Depew come to me one night. He said, Pastor, can I talk to you after service? I said, sure, Steve. What's up? What's up? He goes, Bob, I told you, private. So we walked down the hall, and I'm sitting there, as I make that progress, that walk down through there. If I call you in my office, I know what you're feeling like when I ask you, hey, would you come back to my office? Because I know exactly what I was looking for. What's Steve doing? What's he going to talk to me about? What's going on? And then I went to my office, and I sat down behind the desk, and Steve sat on the other side. He said, Pastor, I got something I want to share with you. I've got to share my heart. I said, all right, Steve, what's going on? He said, I just don't feel the love anymore. I said, you don't feel the love anymore? I mean, you have some problem with Lisa? And he goes, no, from you. I said, I mean, I was knocked back. I said, Steve, what? He goes, I just don't, Pastor, I don't know what's going on. I just don't feel like I'm loved here anymore. And he said, I don't feel that from you as the pastor. My heart broke. My heart broke. And I said, Steve, you don't understand, brother. I said, you're one of the backbones of the church. He goes, well, you don't shake my hand a whole lot anymore. I said, I understand. I said, but here, I want you to know something. I know you're the backbone of the church, so I seek out other people to shake their hand. But he's telling me, listen to me, he was telling me that he needed that confirmation. And so I said, Steve, brother, I'm sorry. I tell you, I love you big time, Steve. I do. I want you to know that. I love you. And if you haven't seen me and Steve, we shake hands at the end of every service. He'll come up to me at the back door, or I'll find him, and we'll shake hands, and we'll look at each other, and I go, I love you, brother. He goes, I love you too. When's the last time you told someone in this church you loved them? I'm telling you what, I'm so thankful for Steve that you to come tell me that, because what could have happened would have been a misunderstanding. He could have walked away from the church and said, I'm not going back there anymore. I don't have love anymore. I have no hope there because I'm not wanted there. And so a misunderstanding could have sent a whole family away. And he had the courage to come up to me and say, hey, I'm so sorry. And I got to tell you, I just don't feel the love. And I said, Steve, I need you. When's the last time you said that to someone within this church? Hey, I love you. There might be a misunderstanding. Can we talk about it? Can you? Can you? Say that to someone? I mean, I've got to be honest with you. My family, we're not the huggy, typey, you know those kind of people. I like my space right here. You can ask my wife. Even with my wife, I mean, I like my, it's like, when I come to church, I'll take a hug, all right? Just that, anytime. You know what I'm saying? I got a hug today from Glenda, from Debbie, and I'm trying to think who else hugged me. Marshall. It's okay. All right? Hey, this past, when did I have the heart scare? Do you remember that? Well, anyway, I had that heart scare. My life changed. You know what? I realized just like that I could be wrong. My children leave the house, you know what I say to them? Be careful, love you. You catch me back there, shaking hands. I say, hey, love you, love you. Not the crazy kind of love, you know, I love you. I love you. I want you to know that I love you. All right. So when circumstances say you don't care, you need to suffer and sacrifice to correct false impressions. Not a hug. Not a hug. I would really struggle right at first to say I love you to someone that wasn't related. Maybe that way. Especially, don't take this wrong, ladies, especially to the opposite sex. Pastor said he loves me. No, I'm married to the one woman I love that way. Okay? I love you the other way. But I love her. And when circumstances say that I don't, I have to tell you. I will make that sacrifice. Okay? I'm going to suffer with that. Yep. Right at first, that's the way I felt whenever people would hug. It's like, but now I'm like, ooh, that's good. All right. 1 Thessalonians 3, 1 through 3, I got it right. Timothy continues on. Paul's continuing on. This is what it says. Therefore, when we could endure it no longer, we thought it best to be left behind at Athens alone. And we sent Timothy, our brother and God's fellow worker in the gospel of Christ, to strengthen and encourage you as to your faith, so that no one would be disturbed by these afflictions, for you yourselves know that we have been destined for this. Hey, look, do something. When things are not right, have you ever had this part happen in your life? Where there's a misunderstanding, there's a problem with the relationship, and you go, well, I just don't know what to do. What should I do? Should I go talk to that person? Should I write a letter? Should I send them a text? Should I call them up on the phone? Here's what happens. When we don't know what to do, usually we do nothing. Usually we just do nothing. Guess what? It doesn't work itself out. That's always going to be there. Men, we tried it with our wives for years. Time to say we're sorry. Hey, if there's a misunderstanding, we need to deal with it. Don't just let it continue to fester. Paul couldn't get there, so he sent Timothy. So I sent Timothy. Timothy, you go on there and tell us what they're doing. And then look at verses 3 and 4. So no one could be disturbed by these afflictions, for you yourselves know that we have been destined for this. For indeed, when we were with you, we kept telling you in advance that we were going to suffer affliction, and so it came to pass, as you know. Hey, have you been suffering for the cause of Christ? Paul's telling you, hey, if you're a Christian, you're going to suffer. There's going to be persecution, there's going to be problems, there's going to be relationship problems, there's going to be issues out there. They're going to try to tear down the Christian relationship, they're going to try to tear down the church. I told you it's coming. Paul said, and guess what? It did. It's coming to you too. Be ready. Don't be ignorant of Satan's schemes. You got to figure this stuff out. So the last thing you need to do when your hope for a relationship is in trouble, you have to assess the urgency of the problem. Verses 5 through 8, chapter 3, 5 through 8. For this reason, when I could endure it no longer, I also sent to find out about your faith, for fear that the tempter might have tempted you, and our labor would be in vain. But now that Timothy has come to us from you, and has brought us good news of your faith and love, and that you always think kindly of us, longing to see us just as we also long to see you. For this reason, brethren, in our distresses and afflictions, we were comforted about you through your faith. For now we really live if we stand firm in the Lord. Paul couldn't take it anymore. So he assessed the problem and he said, hey, the urgency, I need to deal with this now. I need to send Timothy there right now. Timothy, go there and encourage him. Tell him, hey, I still love him. Have you ever had a problem in the church and you need to go get someone and say, hey, go with me? Go sit down and talk to us? Sometimes I think we need to do that more often. Hey, I couldn't help you, Tim. I can't help the church, but Timothy's on the way. And he come back and he said, hey, the urgency is they are doing good over there. They still love us. We love them. I'm going to close today by saying this. relationships, husband and wife, parents and children, have been crushed. But if we're standing on Jesus Christ and His love, we can stand strong. We can get through anything. I'll be the first to tell you right now, the reason Tricia and I have been married 33 years, I'll be honest with you, I don't know how she put up with me. Okay? I sent her a text on something I saw the other day. I said, honey, I love you to death, except when you're snowing and I'll hit you in the shovel. She still married me. She goes, I'll be you on using the shovel. And the only reason that we've been married 33 years, like I said, is because of the grace of God. How about telling someone to love? How about telling someone that you love? I want to show you. I want to do it from the microphone. Tricia, honey, I love you more than anything. I want you to know that. All my heart. You mean the world to me. Valerie, Josh, Jr., I love you, no matter what. Okay? You mean the world to me. I don't know what I'd do without my family. Okay? My dad sitting here, my sister, love you guys. I love you. If there's ever a problem, let me know. Mark, Clark, where's the rest of my staff? Dave, Bob, Rhonda, Carla, I love you guys. Okay? Bob, Deacons, Tracy, I love you. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I don't know what I'd do without you. I love you. Do you know the reason why Real Joyce Community Fellowship's here? Because of you. I love you. Sonia, you and I have been through thick and thin. Love you. That family means the world to me. You see, for a guy who, you can ask my wife, I'm telling you, I don't know how she put up with me. PDAs, I'm not a big fan of. You know what PDA is? Public displays of affection. I just am not wired that way. She put up with me. I can make some sacrifices, relationships, so can you. I don't know. I've never been speechless, but Clark, I'm struggling to get to the invitation because here's the thing. You want the revival to break out in this church? Do you want to see big things happen for God? It's time to restore some relationships. 10 years, I know I've heard from some people from doing or not doing some things that I did or didn't do. Just recently I was accused of saying something that I didn't say. I said it, but it was meant a different way. I can't get it back. There's something going on in your life right now. There's something going on with this church right now. It's time as a church that we with love and the hope we're standing on, it says, firm in the Lord, we can get there. So during this invitation, here's what we're going to do. There's a relationship that needs mending. It's time to go get that person and mend it. If you're sitting here with a spouse and the relationship needs work, it's time to grab the hand and come to the altar and get on your knees. Mend the relationship.